Gentleman Wise. Welcome to my vlog episode. I am gonna have another personal counsel today. I'm gonna start at just grabbing some breakfast. After that, I'm gonna be shopping for some outdoor clothing. It's cold out here, as you'll see, and I need to get a coat, possibly a hat, and a scarf. So we'll learn what to look for in those items. And after that, I'm gonna do another float. So if you saw my last video, I talked a little bit about floating to recenter myself, to de-stress. So come along for the ride. Hopefully you'll learn something. We'll definitely wise up, suit up, and speak up. When you're looking at coats, it's all about fabrics. You want to get a fabric that's gonna last, that's gonna be warm, that feels nice. You don't want to be wearing a piece of sandpaper everywhere. Other things you can pay attention to are the type of buttons. Bone buttons are high quality. They last a long time. They're very traditional. In the age of Amazon delivery, it can be sometimes hard to find exactly what you want when you go to the store. But the nice thing about going to the store is you get to feel things, you get to see exactly how they fit on your body. And when you're making a big purchase like this, you definitely want to be able to feel it and see it and touch it. So, all right, we'll start at Macy's, then we'll work our way down the mall. I was hoping for like a kind of a flat, maybe no buttons option. We call this a charcoal. It seems to be a little bit blue. You'll notice you never button the bottom button here. Don't like the color of this as well. So I'm gonna look at scarves really quick and then we'll try a different store. But I'm gonna try to hit up Nordstrom's rack here. So they actually have a couple options here. This one's a Bohan and it's about 40% wool. I'm not sure what type of buttons has on it, but it's a nice charcoal. This one is 150, 200. It's a good sign. Try on a couple more. Today is my lucky day. This sweetheart was on the clearance rack. It's my perfect size, and it's the perfect jacket I was looking for. It's, you know, it's charcoal. It's a safe choice. It goes with a lot of things, a lot of different suit colors, and happens to be 70% off. It looks like a pretty solid choice. So I'm really impressed with Nordstrom Rack's assortment of scarves. I'm learning a little bit about scarves as well, and down here at the bottom we have an acrylic. And when you're choosing a scarf, it's all about color. Depends on the suit you're gonna wear it with. This acrylic retails at about 40. It looks like here it's on sale for about 12. The next is merino wool, and this retails at about 100. It looks like it's 80% off at Nordstrom's Rack for 19 bucks. And then the next step up is silk. This silk one also retails at about $100, and it's discounted 60%. I've heard good things about silk. And then cashmere is the best option, and this retails for about $200 for a scarf. Looks like it's on sale for $70. So I'm actually blown away by what I'm able to find here at Nordstrom's Rack. I wasn't expecting a ton. Definitely interested in doing a sponsorship with Nordstrom's Rack or something. So they had a great selection of scarves, and I actually had them hold that charcoal coat. I just gotta check Men's Warehouse. I've had some luck with them in the past, but I've been moving more and more towards bespoke Indochino suits, and so I haven't been into Men's Warehouse as much lately. So I'm here at Men's Warehouse, and Lucas kind of drew me into a strategy on what you can do with handkerchiefs, so I'll let him tell you.
So with pocket silks, in my opinion, you should always have two. You should have one that goes in the bottom and one that goes on top. When someone addresses you and you're out to dinner, having a little fun, someone's like, oh, I like your pocket silk. You pull the top one out as a talking point to say, oh yeah, I remember I got this guy for my brother's wedding. After you pull the first one out, you can then pull the bottom one out. This will somewhat amaze the person you're talking to. You can move them around a little bit. It draws quite a bit of attention. You have that second talking point. After that second talking point, you take the one that was on top, you put it in bottom, and you take the one that was on bottom and put it on top. Anybody that saw you enter the room earlier, or 5-10 minutes ago, will notice a color change. They may come up to you and ask you about it. How did that color change? Because is that this brief moment of query where they want to know more about something.
Awesome. Yeah, so all these little kind of subtleties when you're being strategic about getting to know people, to draw people into your personality. I love that thought from Lucas, so thanks a bunch for sharing that. They didn't get a lot of winter stuff this year. It just so happens they have this top coat, and this is predominantly wool and polyester, and I love the color. I love the lighter gray. It just goes, I think, more with multiple colors. For instance, like blue and black. It's on sale, so it's cheaper than the other one, but the other one has a slightly better fabric. It's cashmere and wool with some polyester. This is predominantly wool and a lot of polyester. Happy to have at least 2 good options to choose today. Men's Wearhouse drew me in, and I'm gonna be leaving with definitely 3 things here: the handkerchief, some face masks, and wood cufflinks. When it comes to cufflinks, just like everything in menswear, it's all about the material, and I don't have a set of wood cufflinks yet. Go with these. Turns out it was my lucky day. It's a great time to be shopping, apparently. Both of the coats that I bought are on clearance now. Now we're off to do the float, so we'll see you there. I'm gonna do some good meditation, good breathing exercises, and some good thinking and pondering and praying in the float, and hopefully come out of there rejuvenated and ready to take on the world. Actually, just to set some more goals. Here I'm in Radiate float outside of Boulder, and be doing some meditation. And this guy here, that's a pretty tall tank, and you put your feet at that end and you just kind of float. The top goes down, and it kind of isolates you from sound. The light goes out, and so you're isolated from light. Like I said, I meditate, I pray, and I think about my goals. And I'm doing 80 minutes today, and you'd think that would be a long time, but actually the 80 minutes goes by very quickly. All right guys, that float was really good. I think it was the most productive float I've ever done. And I've recently started doing some breathing techniques to strengthen my diaphragm, and that was really productive in here and led to some really good, solid moments of contemplation and moments of thought and moments of prayer. These are the way to focus and the way to get your mind really being creative and thinking through problems and relaxing. Very productive session, very glad I came. And my day's almost done. Flies by, man, flies by. I regretted buying 2 of those coats, so I'm gonna take one of them back. I'm gonna take the one that had a little cashmere back. And then instead I'm gonna get a hat. And then my winter wardrobe will be complete. Get me a hat, see what wonderful selection they have. Okay, so I found a couple hats. This one included. You guys can help me decide which one I should get. This is more of a fedora look. It doesn't match the coat exactly, but it's 100% wool. This was a hat that was pointed out by the salesman. I don't necessarily like the brim, but I do like the material. This is also a wool hat, and I wouldn't mind the look if it were more kind of beanie-like. This is the other one I'm leaning pretty heavily towards. I like the look of this. I do feel comfortable with this look. This is the look that I feel the most comfortable with, but it's just not formal enough. It feels a little too casual to go with the suit. I actually think I'm gonna go with this hat today. Let me know what you think. Comment below which one you would go with, and look forward to seeing those. I may actually go with this one and the beanie, because you can never have too many beanies. Gentlemen, thank you for coming along. If you made it to the end of this video, you are a gentleman and a scholar. I ended up successfully getting the winter setup with the fedora, the top coat, and the scarf. That's most of what you'll need for any cold weather. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell if you want to learn more about tying scarves. That's going to be one of the next videos I do, how to tie a scarf. So watch for that coming up. Check out mynicetie.com for some beautiful, really high quality neckties. My name is Ben, and I'm signing out.